up, Cancer Gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. This is a bonus reading from my Cancer babes. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Of course, anyone's welcome into this reading, including the cross watchers. This is a bonus reading for two reasons. You guys always blow me away with the number of views when I first post a video. Like, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Like, Cancers are my people. I just want you to know, every single Cancer out there, any placements, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for showing up to my channel, for supporting me, for appreciating the tarot messages that I put out. I support and appreciate you right back. I'm sending you a big, giant hug over this YouTube video. Let's do a bonus reading for you. I have no idea what's going to come through. You guys are accountable and responsible for all your own actions, decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, tapping into that Cancerian energy. As always, you guys know I want you to walk away from this reading feeling motivated, empowered, inspired. I know I'm going to ramble a little bit, but I can because this is a bonus reading, so this is an extra. The other reason you're getting a bonus reading is because I got a new deck and I am so freaking excited to use it. I thought about doing a general reading, but then I wanted to love and hug you right back because that's what you guys do to me here on YouTube. So this is for Cancer. Using Labyrinth Tarot. You guys know this from the 80s, David Bowie. What's her name? Jennifer Connelly. It was one of my favorite movies. I have the best memories of this movie. I used to watch it with my brother all the time growing up. Really cool deck. I just got it. So let's see if it's cool. Let's see if it works. But the best part, guys, the inside, they're like Toby's jammies. Remember the baby, the little baby brother that gets stolen? That's not a spoiler alert. That's like in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Those are his jammy colors. My heart is just, it's a mess just from opening it. Anyway, this seems like a cool deck. Let's get into your tarot reading. Enough rambling. Cool though, right? Look at the cover art. Oh, I'm so excited. I ordered this like 6 months ago and it just came. That's how excited I was for Labyrinth Tarot. All right, enough rambling. Okay, here. Cancer babes. What can I tell my glorious Cancer babes? Do you see that? Rise right up. That was awesome. 6 of Cups. Already hitting me with messages from the past. So this can be something related to your past. It can also just be feelings of like sentimental. Sometimes it has to do with early childhood friends. It could be, you know, your first romance, your high school sweetheart. It could even be something more innocent and pure. It could be something like sibling dynamics. It could be something like that. Interesting, I just mentioned my brother. I wonder if a lot of you guys are hanging out with siblings or doing something very nostalgic. That's a good word for the 6 of Cups. Nostalgic from your own childhood. That would be funny. Let's see. What about the 6 of Cups? Why is Cancer being shown the 6 of Cups? The Ace of Feathers. Yeah, your mind is going back to the past. And interesting, this is Ace of Swords in this deck, by the way. It's almost shown with like a very juvenile baby face. I almost see this as like a little stuffed animal. Some of you may have recently come across an old toy or a stuffed animal from your past that's making you feel, it's bringing back like a lot of feelings, a lot of memories. There could actually be news of pregnancy or a baby somewhere in your life. If it's not you, Cancer, it could be someone in your family. Yeah, frequently the Ace of Swords can be an important message coming from the past. And then I believe this is the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, it is. 4 of Earth, 4 of Pentacles. Tell me about this. Why is the 4 of Pentacles coming up here? Oh, and that's showing itself. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Love that. I thought that was going to be the 10 of Swords for a minute. That's literally me 10 of Swordsing it, like jumping to the worst conclusion, like, oh no! No, it's the Wheel of Fortune. That's good. That's hilarious. All right, and then Strength, card of Leo. And this, I love this depiction of strength. I don't know, it's like the warrior. How we would picture someone who's strong, or I don't know. I like that. Courageous, bold, trailblazing, that kind of thing. And then the Ace of Junk. This is the Ace of Wands. Themed for Labyrinth, of course. If you haven't seen the movie, this probably won't make too much sense to you. But all right, you may get a message from a Leo from your past. And I'm almost getting the idea of, it doesn't have to be a Leo, but a strong connection from your past. It might be someone who's finally established some sort of security or some sort of financial stability. Something I always think of the 4 of Earth as like we have exactly what we need to get by. And frequently it's like you can take a breather, you can take a rest because you've reached sort of that safety, that in a good way, like a plateau. Like we don't have to put in as much energy. We can sort of, I don't say rest on our laurels. I don't think that's good. But also, that's not a bad thing though too, is really understanding and appreciating all the effort this person has put into something and being able to just like exhale for a minute and appreciate, you know, the life that they're building for themselves. It could be that you connected with someone from your past and for some reason or another, it just wasn't in divine timing. But it doesn't mean that you guys didn't connect for a very true, very real purpose. It doesn't mean I'm hearing the word substance. It doesn't mean there was a lack of substance in the connection, but for some reason or another, maybe this person wasn't at a place of stability, whether it was, you know, mental, physical, emotional, financial. Perhaps they didn't have enough stability to move forward with you at the time. And I would even argue maybe you didn't as well, even if it felt like you did. Maybe there were pieces that the universe was essentially trying to get you to establish, you know, the four corners of your house, for lack of a better term, right? Get kind of yourself in a comfortable place of ease where you could actually put time and effort and energy into dating and not being too strapped for cash or being too spreading yourself too thin. Let's put it that way. I hope you understand what I mean. There was a reason for you guys to kind of, pardon the term, but like get your own shit together before you guys sort of started, I don't know, merging or blending or hanging out. And I obviously I'm reading this through more of a romantic lens, but it doesn't mean that doesn't apply to someone else in your life. Maybe it's if it is financial. And hearing there's many different ways this could go. There's something unknowable about this connection. For some of you, this connection it has not presented itself and might not for you know, some time. And that's not to like get you to be annoyed. Hang with me here. Why am I being told this? Something about the numbers on the clock. What is significant? I don't know if maybe you guys have a lucky time or if you follow angel numbers like, you know, 1111, or I have my own sort of number on the clock. When I see it, it means something very like personal to me, but I don't know if it's someone's birthday or and yeah, I don't know. There's something very specific about when you see a time on a clock, it means something personal to you. I'm just kind of absorbing these. Give me a second here. Okay, some of you connected with someone where you just couldn't like penetrate the external or the exterior. It's like this person had their walls up almost to a ridiculous point. Like you can't see the human or the monster, if you will, in this deck behind all this battle armor they wear. It could be someone who had really bad trust issues or someone who just their defenses were always up. Again, it could have been someone who has a very, I would even say strong fixities in their chart. So Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. It's hard to sort of penetrate them and get to sort of shed light on the vulnerabilities. And I don't mean those signs in general. I just mean in this reading, guys, okay? I don't want to create stereotypes that people go around repeating. So specifically in this reading, you had someone who was not, they couldn't open up emotionally to you. And again, this could go vice versa. That could have been you and maybe a Leo or something. But yeah, more than likely, it's like this person always, there was something warm, but it's almost like they didn't feel worthy of accepting it at the time. Always the people of the past. I'm curious about this. Like I'm getting a couple different messages, but I'm not sure what to do with them. Again, the timing was off. That came through earlier, but so I keep getting like any which way, or is that the name of a song or a movie? Any which way but loose. I don't even know what that refers to. I actually feel like that's important, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. May I ask something else about this Wheel of Fortune? The person you met may have been down on their luck. The Wheel of Fortune quite literally is below the security card, you know, the Four of Pentacles. And it's also possible too, if it wasn't so much the idea of someone who couldn't be vulnerable and express themselves, though they can now. If the Ace of Wands is showing up, typically you have two aces, which are very fortuitous. Possibly something with air and fire. It doesn't have to be. The Wheel of Fortune quite literally landed below the idea of security, of holding on to things, tangible things. I'm getting the idea if they were down on their luck, or I don't know, they were just going through troubled times. And I suppose this doesn't have to be a person of the past. The only reason I was leaning into that is because you had the Six of Cups come up and all this talk I did about like nostalgia and memories. It felt like something was there, but anyway. A stroke of good luck. I'm almost seeing this as like, well, for some of you, I'm seeing it as like a dreidel. That's funny. So say maybe someone who's Jewish. Also, I'm seeing it as like almost like gambling, very connected to like Leo energy, but like rolling the dice and actually getting the Wheel of Fortune this time. Some of you may take a risk on something, or I don't know, play a lottery ticket or something. I don't know. You may have good luck with that. I don't know why I'm getting that. Or it could be this person. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting kind of confused by why are we telling Cancer this? Can you tell me about the Wheel of Fortune, please? I'm not really a big advocate of, go play a lottery ticket because it'll change your life. Like, that doesn't feel like an authentic message that has a lot of integrity behind it. So that's why I'm like, why am I telling you this? This doesn't, like, why? I'm fine to tell you that, but like, again, it has to come for me from like a place of because X, Y, and Z. What am I allowed to know? The Page of Wands. I'm sorry, the Page of Wands. So someone's feeling inspired, excited. Someone's feeling curious to, possibly rewrite the past or go back and fix something in the past that they lost because maybe they didn't have room to accept it in their life. It's like they had their hands full, or there also could have been an issue with like property or needing to settle something with land or property. Sometimes that has kind of a Four of Pentacles vibe to it. It can also be someone who's kind of greedy or selfish. I think if that's the case, it had to do with the fact that this person may have taken a risk in the past on someone and again, expressed themselves, shared their heart, shared their home, their life, their finances, and they got burned. So it's possible that and maybe this was you, Cancer, I don't know. But maybe when they met you, it's like they had been dragged through the mud already, so they weren't in a place to believe that this connection could work because they weren't ready to see that. It's almost like they had been almost programmed or brainwashed to believe that like when you meet someone and it seems too good to be true, it is like they're going to end up robbing you blind, or they're going to end up snuffing out your fire. They're going to try and control you or manipulate you or not allow you to be that, fun, free-spirited, adventurous type or whatever, something of the sort. I'm saying that because of all this fire energy here. You have a good amount of fire energy coming through. What's interesting, though, is something that would elevate fire is air, right? Fire needs oxygen to breathe and thrive. I would even say the fact that, as I mentioned, there's almost like this cute, squishy teddy bear, baby, fledgling type vibe here. It could be that this person either saw you as immature or, and don't be offended, right? This is just, for some of you, or not too, I'm almost getting like too pure. Like this person didn't want to have a negative influence on you. I don't know. I look at these and I have two very different reactions when I look at the energies coming through. Do you agree? You don't have to agree. It's just like this person is like rock solid. They're a little bit scary. They're a little bit intimidating. And yet underneath they kind of have this torch. But what's interesting is, this is Ace of Wands. They choose not to show it, which I think is interesting. So I take that to mean like their fire got snuffed out. As much as this person wanted to bring some sort of warmth and passion and intensity, they just physically weren't capable of it, again, because they were having a hard time making ends meet, or they didn't have enough stability in their life where they could offer you anything that was long lasting. What's interesting, though, is that it did have very small potential. Again, something about the air and the fire here could actually, support one another. Again, fire needs oxygen, needs air. They're both very communicative. They both thrive off of feeling inspired and curious. In theory, those could be quite compatible. Others of you, this may represent the idea that, in or before meeting you or during meeting you, they may have met an air sign, and maybe the air sign is the one who kind of took a lot of their oomph away. So again, when they met you, they just weren't in a place to carry it forward. I think this person felt very lost. I'm sort of getting this idea that they the confusion of which way to turn or which way to go. They didn't have a point on their compass that was reliable. They were having trouble navigating just simply their own life at the time. And so I just keep getting the timeline of meeting you. It was very, I'm going to say inconvenient, but it doesn't mean that there wasn't something there per se. I do feel like Page of Wands, again, I hate to always go back to people of the past, because for some of you, you don't want that. And I totally understand that. So again, you have free will. You don't ever have to take someone back or revisit something of the past. However, Page of Wands, to me, is like there's a revisitation of something that was warm, or there's a communication from someone who at once was cold or withdrawn or unable to express themselves authentically or passionately. I don't know, something here, it's like what they've had to work with this energy of themselves, and over time it's gotten bigger. It's developed into something they can actually work with, because look, they actually have something to give. Like here, it's like it's bare bones. They're scraping at the bottom of the bowl, and there's nothing left in terms of, again, passion and energy, because maybe they had to do a lot of spiritual work or soul searching. That's a good word for it. Very much with the fire energy, soul searching. It's possible they may come back around and actually have something to offer. And I don't mean monetarily or like, physical gifts. That's not, that's not really that important here. But they have more abundance in their life, whether it does come in the form of like physical, tangible things, or just more self-love, more self-respect. There's just something really interesting to me about this Wheel of Fortune, where it could go in any direction. There might be something that you're not expecting about this, or there might be something where it takes you off in a very different path than you ever would have envisioned for yourself. It's possible that through this person you meet a great connection that ends up, solidifying a career in your dream job, or something very beneficial with the Wheel of Fortune. That there's something about this that through this person, even though maybe at one point in time they disappointed you because you didn't get what you were hoping for out of it, the connection or I'm almost getting like the ricochet, the divine, I don't know, the reaction of you meeting this person, it's like bumper cars. You met and then you ricocheted in different directions, but had you not met and had that like kaboom, or that argument, or that fight, or that debate, or that frustration, that tension, that challenge, it never would have sort of set you off in the direction that you were supposed to go. It's possible, again, this person may kind of re-enter your life, or you may accidentally run into them. I could see that happening too. There's something about it changed the direction of the course of your life. And maybe it's in a very small way. It doesn't mean you have to move out of the country, right? But yeah, anyway, there's something to that. I don't know. I don't know. What would this person say? I try and use these. Oh, look at that. Look, I'm becoming a better person. Maybe this person is getting in touch with their more feminine, vulnerable side, right? Even if it is a female, right? This goes for anyone out there watching. Gender isn't so much a thing here, but I just keep getting it. They were scraping at the bottom of the barrel. Like they couldn't get anything. They couldn't get anything from themselves in terms of, I don't know, it could have been someone who really had a lot of depression, or psychological abuse from an ex or their parent, and so that seems like very I'm gonna say typical, but please don't be offended by this. The idea of sometimes, especially when sort of you're exploring sort of dating and romance, and you're maybe early on in the game, right, Cancer? A lot of times water signs in general are very much attracted to the people that they look at and they go, oh, I can heal you. I can fix you. I'm in touch with my emotions and you lack that, so let me help you. But what happens is a lot of times, again, the water signs will end up overdoing it, over nurturing it. So then, you can't pour from an empty cup. You end up giving all that you got to this person who, again, as much as they want to accept that from you, they don't know what to do with it because they haven't learned it for themselves yet. So that's what I mean. There is a really beautiful, I just keep wanting to say like the ricochet, what is a good word for that? It's like you guys bounced an idea off each other, and even if you went your separate ways, it was meant to be. There's a much better metaphor for that, but I'm hoping you guys understand what I mean from that. I still wait for a sign from you. Interesting. Right under the Ace of Swords. So I don't know. What are you waiting for, Cancer? Do you feel like you should reach out to this person? What would this person say? What is this? So we have two sort of communication tools: the wand and then the feather, which is the sword. So again, this is more inspired. This is more passionate. It's filled with a lot of heat and warmth. Had it been in another deck, I would have say it's laced with sexuality. I don't know if I get that from this. I mean, do you? I don't know about that. And then, of course, this being a sword, it's much more logical. It's much more insightful. It's well thought out. This is a little bit more potentially acting on impulse, but it's playful, it's fun, it's warm, it's exciting. So nothing wrong with that per se. But again, it could just stand for the idea of immaturity. So if this thing or this person or this relationship comes back around, you've got a little bit more to work with. That being said, I would love to see it as like a king or a queen, right? We're still kind of dealing with a page. Anyway, what would this person say, I guess, to Cancer? Oh, Jesus. I bury myself in my work to forget you. All right. The whole deck shot out. This one's calling my name too. I don't know why, it just is. I left when I saw you with someone. All right. So maybe there was miscommunication. Maybe there was maybe there was hurt feelings, and perhaps that manifested in a way where you started chasing or seeking something or someone else out. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So let's do this. Should I switch decks? Nah, we'll stick with Labyrinth Tarot. I'm pretty excited about it. If this person is coming back around, if that's what this message is, and I mean, open to interpretation, I can only do my best here, but what is this person bringing with them as they've maybe matured from the ace to the page? What is this? Oh, so we do have a king. All right, I do like to see that. Ooh, yeah, there's something kind of magical about this. And something very transformative. Again, I can't help but rely on the narrative of kind of Labyrinth. This is like David Bowie, sort of, in animal form, I believe, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the movie starts with this, and oh my God, and he's flying around the moon. Stop it. Cancer, you're the moon. I like that. There's the idea of transformation, so there's a lot of tense aspects with Pluto right now, especially with the Sun in Libra kind of moving into Scorpio. Our own egos, our identities are all going under major transformation. And not only that, I mean, that kind of goes for the collective too. That's not just a Cancerian thing. However, because of this full moon in Aries, it's making kind of a tense aspect to Pluto. So I think, and Pluto is in Capricorn, right? So there's a lot of tense energies being placed on that moon. But the moon moves quite fast. So I mean, you guys, as Cancers, you tend to wane and wax quite a bit in sort of your emotional complexities, etc. I don't know totally why I'm bringing that up, other than there's a huge theme of transformation and will be to continue in the rest of 2021, especially in Scorpio season, right? Things die off and then things get reborn again. Maybe that's what this is. It's possible for some of you, possibly with a male air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, especially in Aquarius. Oh my God, I love this. It's so great. But the two different color eyes, right? Doesn't David Bowie have two different color eyes? Maybe that name or some of those names are significant. Maybe you were dealing with a David. I don't know. So especially in Aquarius or again, Gemini, Libra, whatever. Something may transform and come back around again because this person, again, may have done a lot of soul searching and has transformed themselves into something where they do feel more confident. They have an elevated perspective now. I actually love the symbolism of this. If this is just like the bare bones of a house, the structure, the foundation, just the bones, no skin, right? It's something about they've built it up and now they're at sort of this pinnacle of I don't know. I'm hearing spirituality, but they've ascended on their spiritual journey. Something about taking flight, but they're waiting for either the right moment or they may be at a crossroads because they may have many different directions they could choose. There's a lot of air energy here. So what is this person bringing? They're bringing knowledge, they're bringing wisdom, they're bringing insight. With that Aquarian energy, they're bringing something new or unique, different, innovative into the next chapter in their life. And maybe, I almost feel like too, I don't want to diminish your excitement, but I also don't want to blow smoke up your ass. Sorry. I have to say it, right? It's possible this person is kind of doing this world tour of going back and fixing a lot of things in their past. And so maybe they are, I don't know, reconnecting with things, but maybe it's not necessarily for the purpose of, yes, let's reinvigorate romance. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but I am saying keep an open mind. Keep a higher perspective on the matter, because whether this person comes back offering you love and romance and sexuality, that's cool, that's great, that's fine. If that's what you want, I hope that's what you get. But also, I think you guys need to realize this was for a much greater purpose than just that. This person had a significant impact on your life. And I mean, you're watching this tarot reading probably thinking, oh, maybe it's this person. I hope it's that person. So what about that person influenced you in your own life and where you are now today? I think that's really, really, really important to ask. I'm going to pull, I'm not sure how much more Spirit will tell me because I already feel like I'm sort of foraying into... The Wheel of Fortune says leave it up to the divine. It's in the divine's hands, and have faith that these changes, this wheel, forward movement, very chariot energy, right, my Cancers, this wheel is moving in a positive direction, but it's not a direct linear route. I think that's very important with all the arrows in different directions. To me, it does speak about things coming back around. And again, there might be a significant impact that hasn't hit you yet that's going to steer you in a very opposite direction or a different direction than you ever anticipated your life going. But it is for the best. It is for the good. What is this owl sitting upon? What is his foundation? The Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. And it did come out in reverse. Interesting. So this is usually celebration, happiness. Sometimes it can be reunions. It can be socialization. I believe it's Mercury in Cancer, so the idea of conversations with those you love. Two have been lost because they're upside down, but one remains intact. I don't know if this is speaking of any kind of third-party stuff. That makes me question it a little bit. So, I mean, maybe for some of you, that may have played a part in it. I feel like this owl, whoever he or she, whoever this represents, and maybe this is you too, right? There's still something left that needs to be released or let go of or expressed with the wands. Something from, emotions, cups, right? Some sort of emotional expression. Now, it could be holding on to a grudge or resentment. It could be a lower vibration with it in reverse. Or it's just it hasn't come in yet, but this person is contemplating or considering. Maybe it represents the Ace of Cups making some sort of emotional offer. But again, the idea of flips or twisting it around, turning it around upright, making good on some sort of emotional promise or taking something negative and turning it into a positive. It could be that this person is highly sensitive or creative or intuitive, and they're using that in their life moving forward. It could represent newfound faith or spirituality. That's big with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like they're trying to get it right this time. I think this person does have regrets or guilt or shame about the past. And it's like they're trying to get it upright. They're trying to get their heart in the right place. And again, maybe they're trying to get themselves to a place where they can express themselves vulnerably, with vulnerability or authentically. But it might be something that they struggle with. Yeah, the idea of that whole metaphor of like scraping at the bottom of the barrel and they had nothing they could give. There's potential here for something. Like I would say these are empty, the idea of scraping at the barrel, but this one hasn't been opened yet. So in theory, there's something fresh and innocent and pure about this one, but this person is still figuring out how to like open the lid, how to get those emotions out, how to express what they need to express. And what, you guys, look what's above his head. I was about to say, what is this owl thinking about? Like what's going on in their head? There's a little moon there, right? Moon, Cancer, I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah, they are thinking about emotions too, right? Even if, obviously this is a Cancer reading, but if I'm asking, okay, well, what's on their mind? What are they processing? What are they thinking about? Emotions and changeability, right? The moon fluctuates. It waxes and wanes. It grows. It decimates, however you want to say it. Disseminates, sorry. Moon. They're trying to process their own emotional realms, their own emotional landscapes. It sounds like bad poetry, doesn't it? All right. What? I want to put one above him. I don't know why, I just do. At the absolute minimum, though, this person needs to focus on their own security, their own stability, right? First and foremost. You don't want people coming to you with crumbs to offer, right? If you're going to come to Cancer, you got to come correct, right? I think most Cancers would agree, right? It's not that Cancers won't nurture you and help you, but like, don't expect me to fix your problems because I already tried and, it didn't work. And that's a valuable lesson for you too, Cancer. You can't fix other people, right? And oh God, stop it. I'm going to say it like Cancers love to fix people until they learn that that's a bad approach to take in relationships, right? I'm not calling any of you out, but if you relate to that, and then you understand, oh yeah, I used to do that, good for you, because that means you're self-aware, right? That means once you recognize your pattern of doing something that isn't working for you, right? you can fix it. You can change it. You can approach things in a new way. It's not saying don't be sensitive, don't be empathic, don't be nurturing. I would never tell you not to be. You're a Cancer. That's part of like your life mission. But again, using that energy in a positive way to initiate emotion in others without needing to control it or manipulate or suffocate your person. Very important. Chariot, they're thinking about movement. They're thinking about wins. They're thinking about victories, possibly partnership. They're thinking about Cancer. Duh, it's a Cancer reading. And the Empress, about treating you better. This person may have I don't know why I'm getting this, so random, but like, there could have been substance abuse issues, or especially, this person may be like a chain smoker. I don't know why I'm getting that, I just am. See, I don't love this Empress card, and I don't know if it's just my interpretation of it, but okay, this person may have mommy issues. And I don't know, through meeting you, it could have sort of triggered them in a way that they weren't consciously aware of, that they needed to go back and fix something with their mother, because, I don't know, maybe this whole like relationship of the past that did serious damage on them, maybe it was with their parent, right? Especially if you're dealing with a Capricorn, right? The mere fact that Capricorn is a sign in opposition to Cancer. You'll see a lot of times Capricorns have mom issues the way that Cancers sometimes have dad issues, right? And again, huge stereotypes. I'm not saying that's always the case, but sometimes you do see that, you know, more so than in other signs. Same with like Aquarius, right? Aquarius is in opposition to Leo, just on their polarity. So Leo, the sun representing the father, the same way Saturn does. Sometimes you see Aquarians who have daddy issues, or whatever you want to call it. I know that sounds insensitive, and please don't interpret it that way. I'm just trying to get us to kind of step outside ourselves and notice patterns in ourselves and in our partners, right? The minute you become aware of something that is weighing you down or unhealthy, right? You have the ability, you have the choice, the agency to fix it or to process it differently so that you react differently with your emotions. And again, you're not kind of holding on to this grudge or resentment or negativity. Maybe that's what you brought to this person's life. You know, you are Cancer. You are the cardinal water sign. You initiate emotional connections in people. So maybe, again, this fortuitous ricochet or meeting and then separating, maybe you help this person to realize something that they had hidden away and not wanted to deal with, and like when they were with you, they couldn't help but realize sort of this glaring fact or idea that they were repressing a whole bunch of emotions or memories or resentment towards a family member or someone who just didn't show them love. And again, maybe this went for you too. Maybe you meeting this person helped you to fix your own mommy issues, or for you to fix your own, I hate to say mommy issues or daddy issues. That sounds insensitive, but you know, however you want to phrase it, right? If we're not going to sugarcoat it, some really tough energy between you and a connection from your family, or exes, right? Something about the mother is really at play here. You may have been resentful that this person wouldn't take your love, that this person wouldn't accept your love. But again, don't make it all about you. This person physically couldn't. They didn't know how. So the mere fact that you tried and they walked away, I would not negate the fact that there is a lasting memory here. Because I think it made them confront something very uncomfortable that they weren't ready to confront. And so beyond that, Cancer, it's not really your business. It's not really your job or your responsibility. And ain't that the truth, right? That's what I always say to you. Knowing what you are meant to control and what you're meant to release and not hang on to with those crabby pincers, right? I definitely see something coming back around in some form or another. Maybe this is just sort of, if this person isn't coming back from the past, right? Maybe this is just revisiting the memory of that, this kind of like Plutonian transformational energy of, again, stepping into your highest power, your highest self, leaning more into the logic, the information, the details, whatever knowledge and wisdom is available to you, and soaring off in a direction that really suits your desires, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and connecting with maybe a soul partner who, I don't know, you vibe better with. Some of you, there might be another Cancer involved. I'm getting really strong Aquarian vibes here. I feel like we've mentioned Capricorn. Typically the Empress is Venus energy, so it might be tied to Libra or Taurus. There's like a lot of signs coming through, guys, so I don't want to put too much stock in the zodiac sign, but I feel like a lot of you made this person want to go and fix their own family issues, and you may have done the same too. Because ultimately your family, right? Your bloodline, your ancestries, more or less, they do sort of suggest to you the idea of foundation at an early age. And for some of you, it's not always a comfortable foundation, but it's what you know, and it's what you sort of go out into the world looking for on a subconscious level. So if this person came from a very abusive or dysfunctional household, they went out into the world looking for that. So you may have attracted someone who had a very kind of wonky vision of what marriage was supposed to look like. So in a way, it's like, be thankful that things happened the way they did, because maybe you weren't supposed to end up with that version of that person. I would say, again, there's a major theme of like transformation. So maybe you both have done a lot of changing, and maybe you guys will just wander down the path and find each other again. Yeah, I get Capricorn off of this, even though it is a Cancerian card. And I guess one last thing I do want to say too is I'm a realist when it comes to, we can extend our cup of love to a certain point, but if we're not being matched with the same energy, at some point you do have to sort of establish healthy boundaries. So for some of you, and I'm saying, maybe you go back and change or transform your family or something, some connection with your parent. To a certain extent, if you can do that, that's great. But I don't want everyone else out there, if you're dealing with a parent who is an alcoholic or who's, psychologically abusive, again, the ball might be out of your court. You can only do so much before you do have to be like, you know what, maybe it's best if I just keep myself at a distance just for my own mental health. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's about recognizing how much you're putting in versus the other. And then, drawing insight and wisdom from that. Sometimes the transformation can just be knowing where you need to kind of jump in and save yourself from a situation where there's not much left to give you, to protect yourself, right? The way that I think this person did, but almost to a very extreme way, right? They're overprotected. Like, you can't see anything. You can't get through. And so again, that kind of points out to me issues that need to be healed internally on like a soul level. All right, bottom of the deck, Four of Swords. Wisdom, insight, sleep on it, and dream studies. What are your dreams trying to tell you? Sometimes the most absurd dreams actually really point out an issue that you might be struggling with, and it's trying to get you to see things from a different perspective. And I think it's saying act on logic and rationale. Don't try not to lean too much into, yes, listen and trust your emotions, but also consider the facts and what you know about the situation. Don't neglect the logic. Let's see. Sure, let's throw some zodiac signs down. See what we get from this. Well, I hope you enjoyed Labyrinth Tarot, Cancer. I'm kind of digging it. The second house. Material world, possessions, finance, talent, value, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, aesthetics. The second house is typically associated with Taurus. For my Cancer risings, it's very likely associated with Leo. But check out what zodiac sign is the ruler of your second house. That may point out to you, I don't know, something important in this reading. The second house does have to do with our material wealth and how we earn our money, that type of thing. But it also has to do with our self-respect. The idea of value, it goes in multiple ways. You may have some sort of new epiphany or transformation on how much you value yourself and how you allow yourself to be valued and receive that from other people. You can't always be the giver. Sometimes you have to be humble enough to receive it. Are you ready to receive it? First reaction was like, yes, of course I'm ready. But are you though? Are you truly ready to open up and be vulnerable and receive it? Depending on where your moon is too, right? You may be a Cancer sun, but if your moon is in a sign that's Saturn ruled or Mars ruled, you may have trouble opening up, right? So again, just areas to work on. Quincunx, complexity, irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjusts, makes curious, educates, transforms. Quincunx is not your polar opposite sign. So for Cancer, your polar opposite sign is Capricorn. And don't take that to mean isn't compatible. Sometimes polar opposites, it's like, yin yang, the perfect completion. Other times it's annoying, right? So a quincunx sign, as opposed to an opposite, a quincunx would be the signs next to your polar opposite. So for Cancer, that would be Sagittarius and Aquarius, right? Sag, Cap, Aquarius. So right here, we're wanting to, again, Aquarius, literally right next to Aquarius, but also possibly something with a Sag might be coming through. Again, something with drinking or addiction issues, or someone who needed to be healed. It might even be someone who works in a medical profession. Pieces to a puzzle. That to me speaks very much of like the Sagittarian energy too, in terms of thinking broader concept. Gemini is the polar opposite of Sag, right? Gemini loves the pieces, the parts. It loves to take things and deconstruct them. Pieces of the language, whereas Sagittarius is the philosopher. It loves concepts. It loves bringing it all together and seeing the vision. That's a very strong word with Sag, but sometimes it has trouble kind of deconstructing the vision and seeing it a piece at a time. It can get kind of overwhelmed. So yeah, I think it's something interesting. It's like you may have been dealing with a person who it's like they could see the pieces, but they just didn't see the vision of how it could fit together. I can't help but notice this looks like a spaceship too. Feels very Aquarian, kind of futuristic, alien type thing to me. I don't know why I'm saying all this. I'm just giving you little intuitive hits. Taurus. All right, so yeah, you do actually have a couple cards indicating that there might be a Taurus around you. So take it and run with it if you want. Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile, ample, worthy, ripe, pleasure-seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious. Ooh, that's a good Cancer word too. Loyal, patient, and deliberate. Taurus, the bombshell, assets. And again, this might be strong in your chart too. What is in your second house? Those are planets that may manifest in a way that sort of has a Taurian-like method to it. Anyway. And then conjunction, empowerment, combines with, enhances, strengthens, joins forces, activates, intensifies, authorizes, allies with, concentrates, saturates, overrides, and overwhelms. Conjunctions, planetary wise, are planets that basically sit almost on top of each other in terms of their alignment. It doesn't have to be to the exact degree, but yeah, I don't know, something about that I don't know, this idea of transformation, something that was once awkward and couldn't fit together, they come together in some sort of unexpected way where the complexity of it, the differences, the awkward dynamics of needing to learn something very foreign to you, something that you didn't understand until you saw it reflected back to you in the energy of this person. Somehow it empowered you, and again, it's possible that these awkward pieces end up coming together and forming like a really nice, a really nice connection, whatever that means to you. All right, Cancer, that is what I'm going to leave you with. Thanks for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed this bonus tarot reading with Labyrinth edition. Remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below what resonates if you feel courageous enough to do so. Otherwise, I will see you very soon for more tarot. Happy Halloween, Cancer. See you soon.